It's interesting. But it appears that I'm streaming on Facebook. Let me see. Let me check. Make sure. There's no things be crazy these days. Yeah, I'm streaming on Facebook. Hmm, interesting. Oh, there I am. Now I'm streaming on YouTube. There we go. That was weird. It's, it was like the streaming was slow on YouTube for whatever crazy reason, but here we are. All right. But once again, everybody, I'm the official urban therapist. I appreciate you tuning in today for this episode of Lunchtime Conversations. Today, I want to talk to you about the crab in the barrel mentality. Now, I'm gonna talk to y'all about the crab in the barrel mentality, not from a human perspective, but I'm gonna talk to specifically about us, Black people, Negro Americans, Black Americans, African Americans, us, people of color. So I'm gonna be speaking on that particular perspective from today. Now check this out. Check this out. I have noticed this throughout my adult life that whenever we try to get somewhere as Black people, whenever we try to get somewhere as Black people, there's always some type of resistance behind it. Well, what do you mean by that, Urban? About the resistance part? There's always some type of resistance behind us trying to elevate. Not only does us elevate it on a personal level, but elevating us as a community, as us as Black Americans, African American, Negro Americans, wherever you want to call us. That's what it is. There's always some type of resistance. Now, what's this resistance I'm talking about? This resistance that I'm talking about is on the perspective of us personally holding ourselves back and us as a people holding ourselves back. And this is the meaning of the crab in a barrel mentality. You see one of us trying to get out of this hole, right? Or trying to get out of this bucket or whatever metaphor you want to use. And we fighting hard to get out of that. And others below you, they see the evidence that you're trying to fight hard to get out of this. They get into a better position or a better way of life. So you do all these different things to elevate yourself. Some of us we'll become more educated. Thus us getting degrees and different things like that. We do that. Others we develop a skill, some type of skill, whether it's a trade or whatever. Others we become extremely business savvy. And we do all these different things to try to get ourselves out of this bucket so we can at least be at a level where we're content in our life. But however, in the process of you doing that, there be others they're looking at the process and decide to pull you back down like, nope, I'm going to pull you down. And this the meaning of the crab in the bucket. I don't know if y'all are familiar with actually looking at crabs in a bucket. But my father, God rest his soul, he's from Louisiana, so I do have Louisiana blood in me. And so we used to go to either Shreveport or we used to go, Baton Rouge or whatever stuff, right? We used to go crabbing, or we used to go down to Galveston as well to go crabbing a lot when he was living. And so every time we catch the crabs, we put them in this big old bucket, right? And so the crabs is fighting, right? And so the crabs end up normally trying to fight us to get out the bucket. the ones who are capturing them, right? But they begin to start fighting each other. They start pulling on each other's claws, and I even seen some crowds where they'll literally rip the claws off the other crowd where the crowd got a grip on the bucket where the crowd could literally pull himself out, and the other crowd would come and snip the one claws off the crowd, and thus the crowd fall right back down. See, what I'm speaking about it is very metaphorical, and this is how the way we are right now. Now, before I dive deep into this, let me go ahead and acknowledge everybody who's in the house. Miss Life, I appreciate you being in the house, tuning in. Miss Lisa, I see you as well. I appreciate you and your comments. I think Miss Faith just got into the building as well. Miss Faith, hey, how you doing today? How you doing? Happy Friday to you. And of course, we got Money Boy Trey as well. He is in the house as well, and I appreciate you tuning in as well. And I believe I got a couple of people on YouTube there, and not YouTube, but on Facebook, who are watching this as well. Now, everyone who watch me on YouTube right now, not YouTube, I'm sorry, and everyone who's watching me on Facebook right now, for whatever strange reason, Facebook been cutting up with my lives lately. Well, when I'm doing my actual live, it cuts in and out on Facebook. I don't know why it does that, but it's been doing it lately. So if you having that type of experience on Facebook and it's continuing to do that, then by all means come over to my YouTube channel where you get a better experience. Okay. I'm actually thinking about trying to convert everything over to YouTube. So it'd be wise if you tune in on YouTube. It'd be very wise for you to go over to my YouTube channel as well. Okay. But then let's get back to the top of the hand. Okay. This is how we are as black people, and the reason why I'm focused on black people because I noticed that throughout all the different other races, we are the main one who does this towards each other. Where instead of us using the talent and ability that we got to help pull each other out, we bring each other down. We'll find some crazy way to bring each other down instead of trying to elevate each other. Now notice about the crowd itself, right? If you pay attention to the crowd itself, the crowd is very talented. The crowd has some extraordinary abilities. The crowd have a protected shell where it protect them for certain harm and danger. When the crab is in water, the crab can move very fast in water. And of course, for the defense mechanism, the crab have his claws as well. So the crab is very talented, have skills for survival. Likewise, with us, many of us, we have talent, we have skills and everything for survival, where we could literally survive. We could literally elevate not only ourselves personally, knowing ourselves personally, but also spiritually, and also help each other out as well, or quote unquote pull each other out. But what stop it is this: many of y'all probably think right off the back, what stopped the crowd for helping the other crowd is because of jealousy. But I beg to differ on that. It's not because of jealousy. Because now keep in mind, I don't believe that the crowd have emotions. I don't believe that crowds have emotions. So it can't be jealousy in that sense. But what I believe that it is, it's a primal instinct of fear. Now keep in mind, I said the crowd don't have emotion, but every species of animal have a primal instinct of fear. When they feel that they box into the situation, they're going to automatically react to it. Same thing with us as black people. When we feel like that we're boxed into a certain situation, our primal instinct of fear triggers us. So we start fearing the unknown. We start fearing like, oh man, if this person is finding a way to elevate themselves, if this person find a way to elevate itself, then that means that I'm gonna be stuck down here. I'm still gonna be stuck at this level because more likely this person is not gonna help get me out. So therefore, we're not bringing each other down out of fear. Out of fear that that person is not going to help you. Out of fear that that person is not going to support you. Now, take for example this. All right, you're type of person who has a business proposition, whatever, and you just study the certain business that you're really good and you studied it, you did everything, you do your due diligence about it and everything, right? So you went through all the process of getting your business established. You went through all the necessary paperwork, the permits, and everything to get it established, right? And so finally, you think you're ready to start your business. You doing your grand opening. Then here comes some people coming into your establishment, finding any little reason to bring it down. Finding any reason to bring it down. They'll look around and say, why is the building small? It should be bigger. Knowing good and well you just establishing yourself. Maybe you can't afford a big building right now. This is where you start at. Your building should be bigger. The posters of the wall should be greener instead of redder. Basically, what they start doing, they start criticizing. They call it critiquing, but it's really not critiquing. It's really criticizing. Critiquing is when you have the best interest in mind for that person. When you have the best interest in mind and you see certain things where they can improve on to make them even better. Because at the end of the day, your mindset is that you care about that person and you want to see them succeed. Because also when you see them succeed, then it's going to help you in the long run too. Because you're investing into that. Because you're investing into it. But that's the difference between critiquing and literally criticizing. And I'm not talking about constructive criticism, which that falls in the line of critiquing. I'm not talking about the constructive criticism part. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about literally a person find any little excuse to bring anything negative into whatever it is that you got going on. In this sense, I'm using about a business. It could be anything. Even like right now, we many of us who are tuning in right now, we're considered as content creators, where we create certain content, every single day. We do it for different reasons. Some of us do it because they treat this as their second business, like how I do. I treat what I do on here as a second business as well. But others do it for just purely entertainment purposes, which ain't nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. It's social media. That's the reality. It is what it is. But then others will come on here, use the content creator platform to meticulously do harm. Their whole purpose on here is to do harm. Not to edify, not to even better themselves, but to purposely and meticulously do harm towards others. And that also is an example of a crowd in a mentality, a crowd in a bucket mentality. And this is one of the reasons why I had did my last show about that, because I do notice that it's us who's doing it. Out of everyone, in the platform. It's us who doing it towards each other. Furthermore, we don't hold each other accountable. Or I put it to you this way. We don't care about each other enough to hold each other accountable for negative behavior. We feel like that since we're living in the modern day society or modern day culture, we feel like now that it ain't none of my business. Whatever that person do, that's what they do. And you get put into that space where you ain't even worrying about being your quote unquote brother's keeper. You ain't worrying about holding, the other person accountable for their behavior and action. You're only worrying about yourself, which is thus the crab in the bucket mentality. I strongly believe in holding people who I'm around with. I strongly believe in holding everyone accountable. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all this question too. Do y'all have anyone in your circle, well, if it's your closest circle or a little bit outside circle or your business circle, whatever, that could literally vet you, and hold you accountable for a certain type of action? They'll literally be real with you. And when they doing it, they ain't doing it for us in a crab in the bucket mentality that they just trying to get something out of you. But they doing it because they honestly care about you and they want to see the best out of you. And so they come and check you and hold you accountable for certain things that you do or certain behaviors that you do. If you don't have at least one or two people in your circle that does that, then I advise you to find someone who will hold you accountable for your actions, because you cannot go through your life just all free and nilly throughout the whole entire process of your life without being held accountable for certain actions you do. And this thing, it could either be good or bad. It don't matter. It could be good or bad. But me, Urban, I have plenty of people in my circle who counts on me, who care about me, want to see the best out of me, want to see me at my fullest potential. And they will come to me. And they will hold me accountable for certain actions that I do. Whether it's good, whether it's bad. That's what they will do. And it keeps me personally, it keeps me grounded. And it keeps me humble as well. Where I'm just not out here just all the super loose. Where I just have, what they say, loose lips. Where I just say any old crazy thing. It keeps me balanced where I think before I speak. I just don't say wherever that's in my mind. And that's another misconception too, because people believe that whenever you say anything that's on your mind, that's a level of respect and you just keeping it real. But now, some things ain't meant to be said all the time. Sometimes it is meant for you to keep to yourself. Sometimes it is meant for you just to keep it to yourself. It is not that serious for you to express it. But if you don't have nobody in your circle who hold you accountable for that, then automatically you're going to assume that it's acceptable behavior. You're going to continue to do it. You're going to continue to do it over and over again. And so we need accountability. We need that person who have a general interest in mind, that care about you, that want to see you succeed, that want the best for you. Oh, yeah, Miss Life, I'm address about this perfect thing in a minute because I hear this all the time too about this perfect thing, and it comes from us too, black people. But I'm gonna talk about that. For matter of fact, I'm gonna do another live about that too. I'm gonna address it, but I'm gonna do another live about this too. Talk about this perfect thing again because I want to show you my perspective about that. But I'm doing it first. I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis of it real quick. Then I'm gonna do an actual live about that too. Yeah, and I'm explaining to you as well, Miss Lisa too. I'm explaining that concept to you as well. So I wanna let y'all know this too. I wanna let y'all know that anyone anyone who's in urban circle, well if y'all in my immediate circle, well if y'all in a professional circle, so hey, you could even be a person that don't even like me at all. But one thing you could guarantee that urban will do is that if I see any type of behavior, and especially I see potential in you, and I see and understand where you are trying to go and where you are trying to get to, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going to hold you accountable for that. I'm going to be your brother keeper, and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give you advice and solutions and everything because that is my purpose here in life. It's to help you be the best person that you can be. That is my divine purpose. Some people don't think that way, and that's fine. But I do. So if it's anything, yeah, I'm going to let you know, and it's not going to be nothing negative. It's not going to be no negative criticism, or I'm doing it in a space because I'm jealous of you or anything like that. No, no. I'm doing it because I want you to get at that bucket. I want you to be at your best potential. I want you to be at your very best because I care about you that much that I want to see the best out of you before before you're not leaving this earth. Where when you do leave this earth and people end up having what a funeral and stuff, they have a funeral for you and stuff. They're gonna say, here lies Urban. Man, that dude, he was a standout dude. He was a standout guy. He always helped me, even when he seen that people was coming against him. So he always did it. He always had this sense of integrity about himself, and I enjoyed it. And I learned a lot from him. Same thing that I desire for y'all as well too. I want people to have that same type of mindset as well with you. Here lies who's in chat? Here lies Lisa, an outstanding woman, and she always kept it real with us and held us accountable for certain situations that I did, and it helped me, and it helped edify me. Because that is our divine purpose. To me, that's what I believe. I believe that we have certain skills and talents and ability that we do, and we're very good at. But I also believe that we all have one main divine purpose. And that one main divine purpose is to help strengthen us as a culture by however way we can do it. The best way we can do it is always holding ourselves accountable or holding each other accountable for our actions, whether good or bad. And this is how we will become strong. This is how we become strong as a culture or even as a race. Or if you want to look at it bigger, even as humans, period. Even though I'm just focused on black people right now. But we got to get over this crab in the bucket mentality. My favorite thing that I always like to say too is each one teach one. Each one teach one. Meaning that you have some type of talent and some type of ability that's going to help push that person out of that bucket. Each and every last one of us. So instead of just only consuming that talent for yourself, why not use that same talent to help pull each other, to help strengthen each other? Why not use that same talent and ability to pull everyone out of that bucket and be set free? Notice the example I used earlier when I was telling y'all earlier that when me and my one father, we used to go and hunt crabs. The whole meaning behind that is that me and my father, we are the hunters or the captors, and we going and capturing crabs. So, society itself is the hunters, and society is the one who puts us into a bucket. Put us in this one little big small bucket and making us fight it out to the death. May the best person win, like the one, what's the movie, The Hunger Games? That movie, to be honest with you, that movie is exactly a good analogy of being a crab in a bucket. The Hunger Games. The whole entire series. Then what's even more crazy about it, now I think about that movie, what's more crazy about that is that in order for them to fully realize that they can be free, they end up on relying on one person to become their savior. I'm getting it deep now. They relied on one person to become their savior. In the black community, we do this right now. And it's not just a single person. We do it with our certain belief systems. Which I'm not knocking that you believe in God. And I'm not knocking that. But however, sometimes we be so focused on our religious belief and relying on a savior to come save us, when in reality, we have all the necessary tools needed to save ourselves. If only we get out of that mentality and do it. If only we get out of that mentality and do it. So yes, it's okay to have a belief. It's okay to even believe in God. But the reality of it is that at the end of the day, we have the talent and ability to edify ourselves and to strengthen ourselves and others. Because you know why? Because the same God that you believe in, he gave you that same type of talent as well. He gave you that same talent and ability. So that's why, if you think about it, that's the reason why God really haven't manifested himself. That's why technically God really haven't manifested himself, because he done already given us the talent and ability to help ourselves, to save ourselves. Then for people who believe in Christianity, you can even look at this in the concept of sin. The greatest sin is for us to not know that we actually way stronger than where we are, and we have the ability to pull ourselves out of sin. If you want to look at it that way, the greatest sin is for you not to know who you are, not to know your talent and your ability. And then to top it off, you bring others into your same mindset or your same mentality. To me, that's the greatest sin. That's the greatest sin. Now, before I end this, I'm gonna address the comments too. But one of the main comments I do want to address real quick is with Miss Lisa and Miss Life. They made the comment talking about perfect, right? Being perfect. In other words, they're saying that no one's perfect. The only person who's perfect is God. That's what they were saying. Now, this is my perspective about this, and I've shared this a lot of times too. Matter of fact, me and Moneyboy, we done had this dialogue. Me and Mad, he's on her right now. We done had this dialogue as well about this. So I'm honestly going to end up doing a show about this too and talk about this into details. But my perspective about that is, in reality, all of us are perfect. All of us. We're perfect. But you want to know the reason why we think that we're not perfect? Is because our perspective, or our how the way we perceive each other. We think that just because we make mistakes or have certain type of flaws, that means that disqualify us for being perfect. No, it doesn't. All it is a perception. And the only reason why is because we're all different. That's because we all different. That doesn't make us not perfect. That's because we all think a certain way. That doesn't make us not perfect. That's because we make certain mistakes or certain choices in life. That does not make us not perfect. It makes us human. Then if you believing in God, for you to say that we're not perfect, and I'm just being real about it, for you to say that we're not perfect, do you not know that that's a slap in God's face? That's like you telling God, you didn't make me perfect, when God said that he made you perfect. And you want to know why he made you perfect? Because he said he made you in his own image. So for you to say that you're not perfect, that's saying that you're not made in God's image. Therefore, God is not perfect. But we're quick to say God is perfect. Only God is perfect. God made and designed us to be exactly how the way we are. Thus, we are perfect, period. We're meant to be this way. We're meant to have emotions. We're meant to make mistakes. We're meant to be different. But within all that, we're still perfect. Because that's how the way we're designed. Let me give you another example. Some of y'all either watching me from either a mobile device, y'all may be watching me from a laptop, y'all may be watching me from a desktop or whatever. Do you know the devices that you're using, the person who designed the devices, they designed it specifically for the reason that you're using it for. And of course, the devices have its times where it's not 100% accurate. It be 99%, 98%, whatever. But that doesn't make the device not perfect. Because overall, in the grand scheme of things, it's functioning properly. It's functioning the way that it's supposed to function. Then to top it off, to help it out, the device had what called updates, where the device will update itself. It will constantly update itself, update itself, update itself, to continue on the perfection of it. Likewise with us. We continue to update ourselves, or as the word that I always use is to evolve ourselves, becoming more knowledgeable in certain things, using more wisdom in certain situations. And we keep evolving ourselves, being updated every single day, every single moment. So we're operating in perfection. We're in perfection. Oh yeah, and I see your comment to me, Lisa. You saying that you was taught to say that I am perfect through Jesus Christ. And you want to know why you was taught that? It's because unfortunately you was taught that because that minister or teacher was teaching you on the teaching you from the perspective that you need to be under this person who's considered as perfect because you are flawed. And so you need an advocate for your imperfection. The reason why I know is because when I was in ministry, that's exactly what I taught people. Until I came into a realization, until I came into a revelation that what I was saying was not 100% true. What I was teaching people was wrong. And the crazy part about it is that it's interesting to me because we was taught to separate, Jesus or the Christ narrative. That is this entity, or whatever. So we could always be at a lower being or a lower self. But in reality, the whole truth about the whole Christ narrative is what I'm telling y'all about right now. Is that we was all designed to be the way that we are, and thus we are perfect. Then if you want to, like if some of y'all still dealing with Christianity, if you even want to know the narrative about the Holy Spirit is what I was telling y'all about earlier, about us always getting that update. Where it's always information that's coming to us every single time to evolve us. So we could continue on in our current perfection. And yeah, that is true too, Money Boy. Jesus, he did all them things. He got angry. He got upset. He had self-doubt. He had fear and all this stuff. He cried and everything. He did all them things. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't perfect, because he was already operating in his perfection, because he was designed to be that way. Just like how we are. We're designed to be that way, period. Meaning we are perfect. We are perfect. Now, just like I say, I know I kind of stirred away, and I'll start talking to y'all about spirituality and religion. Now, like I always say this as well. I'm at a space right now where I don't hate anyone who's religious. If you're religious, or you believe in any type of religion, or however your religious teaching is, it's fine to me. I don't knock that at all. To be honest, I think it's great. because I believe that some people do need a certain type of foundation to keep them elevated. That also to keep them grounded and rooted because it helps with their morality. I believe in that. That some people do need that, wherever it is that you believe in. But that belief system, um, that belief system should be helping you to edify yourself and to edify others. That's the whole point of it. If it's not doing that, then you may need to reconsider what you believe in, because that's not the whole goal of it. Young money boy, you can look at it in that perspective too. That we're perfect imperfections. You can look at it in that concept too, which that deals with what I'm talking about the about us having our certain flaws and stuff as well. Well, but the flaws that we see is based on our perception of others because they're not the same as us. That's what it's based on. Yeah, and that Miss like that is true too. Some people want honestly do feel like that they be in a certain space where they feel like they can't do no wrong. Some people do feel that way, and then on top of that, they will um they will use that space to make it seem like that they're better than you. Thus, what we talking about this crowd in a bucket mentality, and that's another reason too. That same crowd feel like um, that he's better than everyone else, so he just wanted about him and himself alone, or her or herself alone, and look down on others. And this is evident even like many of us we work we either working right now or we work at some form of fashion or other, or we probably have our own business, whatever the case may be. We have experienced that where you have a certain person who feel like they looking down on you because they did all these certain things and they feel like they're better than you, and that is a horrible mentality to be in because it never ends well. So you asked me, is that a narcissist? Mm, it could possibly be narcissism. It could be possibly that, depending on that person mentality. It's a possibility, yeah. Because even with being a narcissist, even with person who's a narcissist, they whole goal and intent is for self edification only. So they will use and manipulate people to get to where they need to go. So instead of he or she is the crowd that's trying to pull it out of the bucket, what a narcissist would do is that person would begin to manipulate people. So that narcissist would probably try to make other crowds fight and jump on each other to fight and fight and fight and all jumping on each other. Then the narcissist would be the one who would climb over all the rest of them and jump out because the end goal is for self gratification or to be recognized for self. A extreme case of egotism. Yep. And Monday Boy, he's making interesting points. So I'm reading the chat too. He's making some interesting points. He's talking about our limbs being imperfect. Jessica, she's making some good points as well. They're going back and forth. Yeah, and that's also true. By the way, when you talk about feelings, Jessica, that's also true. By the way, I not agree with that point. I can agree with that point. But yeah, I'm gonna like I say, I'm gonna actually do another show about this perfect thing too, and we're gonna talk about it on and I'm gonna do this as well too on that particular one episode. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the panel as well, so we could have this discussion about this too. Because I know we all have different perspectives about it, which will be good for a real good discussion. It'll be really good. So yeah, I'm gonna actually do a show about this for real. So y'all stay on tuned in to that, and I guarantee it's gonna be a real good, interesting show. It's gonna be really good and really interesting. So yeah, y'all. I'm just ready to end the show here. And I appreciate everyone who's tuning in, who's rocking with me. Let me real quick acknowledge some other people that had came in as well. I see Mad Militant. He's in the house right now. I appreciate you, bro. I seen Jessica too in here too. Jessica Williams. Hey, what's up, sis? Well, I appreciate you in the house as well too. I appreciate you. Who else? Two Blessing here too. Hey, what's up with it? Appreciate you. And I think I seen did JJ come in here too? I think I seen JJ in here too. So yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. So yeah, that's I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Um, I hope that y'all understand the perspective that I'm coming from. Now, anytime I share my perspective, I'm not saying that my perspective is 100% facts, but it's just my truth about the matter, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, I don't knock anybody else, you know. So so yeah. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all continue to have a great Friday. Go ahead and power through. If you're working right now, go ahead and just power through this shift. Go and get through it, power through it. So you could go ahead and start enjoying this weekend. But most importantly, be careful out there as well, and continue to fight fate with faith. And I will see y'all again in the next show. Oh, and I see you too, Gabe. Hey, appreciate you coming through too, bro. And I'll see y'all again. Peace.